Guys, I got a confession to make. I've been lying to you. Now, when I first started this, I didn't think it'd be a big deal. I thought it'd be something quick, something small. But things got out of hand. I didn't mean for it to get this far. I wasn't honest with you. I wasn't honest with myself. I think it's time for me to come clean. So, I'm here to tell you guys that we're gonna turbocharge the Dodge journey. Sorry for the cheesy clickbait intro, but hey, I gotta try something to get you guys to watch the channel. But you heard it, we're doing it. We're gonna try to turbocharge the Dodge journey. As far as we know, it should be the first turbocharged Dodge journey, gas powered, in the world. I know there's a Fiat Fremont or the diesel Dodge journey found in like the UK or Australia or something, not here in the States. But that's a diesel. We're talking about the gas engine, and more specifically the 2.4 liter. So here it is, the official announcement. We're trying to make what we believe to be the world's first turbocharged gas-powered Dodge journey. And if we're not the first ones to do it, go ahead and comment below. Let us know. If you got one, we'll shout you out, give you the due credit. And or if you know someone who does, get them to comment below. And then, I don't know, we'll probably be hitting whoever that is up to get help and tips for this. But anyway, we're doing it. All right, so you've seen this engine already. There was a little bit that was done off camera between the last video and this video. Now we're at the point where we gotta put new piston rings in here. Full honesty, man, I tried to put piston rings in here once before. I got the wrong set of piston rings, so now we have to actually pull those off and get the new ones on. I did manage to get a set of piston rings from Summit Racing. They're Hastings brand, and I haven't opened them yet, so let's go ahead and open them. All right, so we're at the workstation. Again, these are Hastings brand piston rings. Never used this brand before, but I did find them on Summit Racing. They definitely weren't a cheap option, so hopefully that's an indicator of their quality. But getting to the Hastings piston rings themselves, one thing I already like about them right off the bat is the way they label the bags they're containing the rings themselves. Each package has for your top ring, your second ring, your two packages for your third ring or your oil rings. You got your expanders in one pack and then the rails in the other. Usually for piston ring boxes, and I'm sure a lot of you guys already know, they usually have it labeled on the inside tab of one of the boxes. So having it right here in the bag is great, well, at least for me. All right, that's enough talking. We gotta pull these old rings off that didn't work for me last time. They were just the wrong size and getting hung up as you were trying to get them into the cylinder. So, just by hand, I'm gonna pull these off. Now, if you're wondering why in the world would I use the same stock piston, stock rods on a naturally aspirated open deck engine that I'm trying to turbocharge? Well, these World i4 2.4 liters were actually meant to be turbocharged from the factory. They're the same engine that you find in the Dodge Caliber SRTs, and you find variants of these 2.4 liters in a lot of the Hyundais and some of the other turbocharged foreign domestic market cars, or foreign cars in the US domestic market. So, got the rings off. Now, we can't go straight into popping the new rings on the pistons. I do want to make sure that my piston ring gap is correct. Let's try this again. Already, this is turning out better than the other one. All right, so for our top ring, we're looking at somewhere between just under 600 thousandths to just under 12 thousandths. So I'm gonna grab let's do 0.006. Ah, no problem, like a glove. Twelve thousandths is too big. So right there, we already know where intolerance is. Okay, so you may have noticed that I'm not taking an exact ring gap measurement. And you might be asking why that is, especially because that's a pretty critical number to have when you're doing engine calculations. Well, let me explain. The reason why I'm not taking an exact measurement of ring gap is because I don't give a shit if this engine blows up. No, the real reason why I'm not taking an exact ring gap measurement, I don't think temperatures are going to rise enough to the point that the standard ring gap is going to be insufficient. So as the temperature gets hotter inside that cylinder bore, those ring gaps are going to, or those rings are going to expand, and the gaps are going to get closer and closer together until eventually they will butt up. And that's why ring gap is so important on a turbocharged application. However, I don't think we're going to get that far into the heat cycle. I don't think temperatures are going to increase that much because we're running less than a bar of boost, or I plan on running less than a bar of boost. At most 10 PSI, at least until I decide to go ahead and kill the engine. And in that case, I'll make sure I get it on camera and get to you guys. So that's why we're not getting an exact measurement on ring gap. My 6 thousandths fit in, my 12 thousandths, or sorry, my 6 100 thousandths fit in just fine. My 12 thousandths was too big. The tolerance on the max side of this is 118 hundred thousandths of an inch. So we're gonna do the 10 thousandths. So we know this top ring is good. Now I'm gonna grab that second ring. Same thing as our top mark. Slide that in there. Let's get this squared up. Now, our second ring starts at the 12 thousandths, or just under 12 thousandths, and ends up just under 18 thousandths. So, as long as my 12 thousandths slides in there and my 18 thousandths doesn't, we're good. My 12 thousandths glides right in, a little tight, so this is closer to the 12 thousandth side. It's my 18. Not at all. Boom, 2 for 2. So that right there is already a great start. With the last pistons, the last rings, they wouldn't even close. So I'm starting to think they were for either the Neon, or the old Neon SRT4s, or they were for the V6 Pentastar motors. And our oil steel rails, anywhere from 8 thousandths to almost 28 thousandths. 8, and I can already tell that's going to glide through like nothing. Ooh, I don't know if I have one big enough. I had to get a second set of feeler gauges. Honestly, they're within the wear limit, so I'm good with that. All right, so that's measuring for the first piston. I'm gonna go ahead and measure out for the other 3, and then we're gonna start putting rings onto the pistons themselves. breaking point. All the rings are gapped. Now we got to get new bearings in. We'll throw new rod bearings on there. And that's about it. After that, we'll jump straight into dropping the pistons into the block. Moving along pretty fast, but at this point, this is like the 14th time I've assembled an engine in the past like 2 years. So not a pro, but I'm starting to get a rhythm. All right, now you guys have heard me brag about how much I like these Wiseco piston ring compressors. They're non-adjustable, set for specific cylinder bores. I like them so much more than these compressor ratchet style ones. So these are great, really cheap. They do work. I put together the two different 2JZs using just these, and they work for the most part as they should. These are just so much more convenient and so much more efficient though. If you're just gonna be building one engine and that's it, go ahead and pay save the money, just buy a ratcheting one. If it's one you're gonna be doing multiple engines for, like I plan on doing more 2JZs, more LSs, or if you've got the money for it and you just want that ease and efficiency, gotta go ahead and grab the Wiseco ones. And these aren't that expensive, but we're talking about a difference between maybe $10 and $60. Alright, well that's it. All the rods are torqued down. This thing, I'm going to do it by hand, but it turns pretty freely. As you can see, like butter. That's honestly probably the easiest I've had at putting pistons in. Right tools, man. Right tools. Man, I can live with that. Alright guys, well that's going to do it for this episode. Cat's out of the bag now. We are trying to make the world's first turbocharged 2.4 liter Dodge Journey. And outside from the Fiat Fremont, it should be the world's first turbocharged Dodge Journey altogether. I could be wrong. Fully admit that I could be wrong. And if I am wrong and you have one, and you know someone that does have a turbocharged Dodge Journey already that's not the diesel, drop it down in the comments below, let me know, and I'll make sure to give you due credit and props. Alright, so until the next video, I'll see you guys later. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, all that other stuff you're supposed to do for YouTube videos. Without you, this wouldn't be possible. So thank you, and we'll see you next time.